This is episode 7, part 1. Welcome to Stay In Podcast, a podcast to stay from stay.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for Stay In Podcast. Tonight we have Stray Cloud and Nero, and of course me. Yay! This is episode 7, right? 7?
Yes.
I think that's right. Okay. There's not been a whole lot going on this week other than fashion shows. So I think you said it, Stray Cloud, is that Stayville right now is really quiet. It's really, really quiet. Even news-wise, having to pull a minute of news out of nothing has been an effort. And I had to do that in fact, there are a couple of my news reels that were like barely 40 seconds long because there's just nothing. There's nothing going on. And I don't know why. I think everybody is just anticipating the next bank account burning comeback. And yeah, I know that somebody today bubbled that he was in Osaka. I guess we are not going to get a birthday live. Who knows? He may surprise us.
He might do it while he's there.
He might.
They're like, maybe if I'm away from JYP Company, they can't do anything.
Well, but they're technically never alone. There's like anywhere that they go because they've always got a hefty amount of stuff all the time, whether it's a bodyguard or a stylist for a second, or just so. I don't even know what the people in Japan would be called. Just staff, I guess.
Well, not in their hotel rooms, and he always does it when he's about to go to bed. So
yeah, hotel rooms. But even some of the hotel room lives, they've had staff there. You can tell by the way they look at them sometimes. They get this look like they're not looking at us, they're looking past us. And I think there's probably a staff back there doing whatever it is staff does during their lives. I would be laughing. But
watching and making sure they don't do anything.
Yeah. They're probably so used to their chaotic antics, it doesn't even they would all be like Suman. When there's like a hefty amount of stuff going on behind him, but it doesn't even faze him for a second. So it's like, okay. Let's get started. Oh, well, I hit the right button. Okay. Yeah, there's just not been a whole lot of news. About the only news we have from this week, and I know we post this like 2 weeks late, but IN at Alexander McQueen. Holy crap, he looked so good.
Yes, he did. And he was so happy.
I was so happy to hear the amount of yelling from stage for him. That just made my heart happy. I always worry about the ones that are not Felix and Hyunjin. They're always going to get the yells, but I always worry. And Stays really showed up for him. So thank you, Stays. I'm super glad that they showed up for him because they were really loud. That one, if you watch that one bodyguard, I don't think he knew what was going on. Like it freaked him out when they all started screaming. So it was
like, damn, who are we protecting?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was like a huge. You would have thought he was royalty, and I mean, in our land he is, but everybody else's he may not be. But I was just really happy. He looked amazing. Sat next to the CEO. I'm not even going to try to say that name. So we all know what happens when one of our kids sits next to the CEO. The one thing that I've been questioning here lately. Okay, so IN had the fashion show, Alexander McQueen. Felix has got the Louis Vuitton. Hyunjin's got the Versace. Lino hasn't been announced yet, but he got the the W Korea cover for Gucci.
Oh yeah.
Where's Givenchy?
For
Didn't
our
they say
leader.
something?
I haven't seen anything, but I've been seeing all these memes and I'm like, aren't y'all leaving someone out? I don't know what's going on with
his
that.
birthday too.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. I did post the schedule I found in there. Let me see. Felix is tomorrow, correct? The 2nd is tomorrow. Yeah. So it'll be early in our time, like probably before noon. The Fact Music Awards in Seoul on the 10th. And then they have the other 5-star dome tour in Seoul on the 21st, 22nd, which is the one they moved from this weekend, correct? Like they were supposed to have a concert this weekend on the 30th and tonight, and they moved it. I don't know why, but they moved it. And then the last weekend of the month, they are in Tokyo again. And then the end of November, they're in Tokyo.
That's a lot of Tokyo.
That's a lot of Tokyos. That Seoul Dome tour coming up on the 21st and 22nd. It's an unveiled tour, and I've never been here for an unveiled tour. I cannot say that 5 times fast. I'm just done with that. From what I'm getting is that on unveiled tour, on those type of tours, they generally play every song from the album they're about to release. So, yeah. See, my bank account is like dry heaving just from the thought of that right now.
It's a good thing I'd be getting $1,000 soon.
Because they just dropped new merch again, last week with the member designed, or was that the week before? And they just dropped their season greetings in Japan. Is that all they've dropped this week? Anyone know?
As far as I know, I don't see anything new.
Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of stuff going on.
There's just so much stuff. And then you have the go orders for like everything under the sun from China and Japan and Korea, and it's just I can't even keep up with that stuff. So ground floor, that's pretty much all that's going on. And I didn't even put that in the ground floor, but it's really just a discussion. Our episode 5 dropped today, and we have our Spotify app, guys.
I saw that.
We have all the episodes except number 2, which I have no idea what happened to number 2. It got corrupted. Even on YouTube, it's corrupted, and I'm looking for it. I don't know where it went. So we may just be done with episode 2, because I don't know where is it. I don't know where it's at. I mean, and that's the one we had so many of our people on too. It really upsets me. We can just move on. Stay Shop. I don't think anybody's posted anything in there, have they? Why do we keep getting little stuff is not going? I don't understand what's going on with Stay Shop. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just move on to Stay Care. Are you ready?
Yes. So, a few new words. These ones are more related to Stray Kids rather than just like K-pop in general. We'll go over a few of those ones. So 0325. That one is the song released as the 7th track on Stray Kids, I Am You episode from the October 22nd. 0325 refers to the numbers of Stray Kids debut date on March 25th, and it is a sentimental song about reaching their dreams. Three Racha. Everybody knows who Three Racha is, but just in case nobody knows, they don't know who Three Racha is. They are the producers of Stray Kids. They're little subunits within it that consists of Bing Chen, Changbin, and Han. That produce the what I always think is funny, like interesting about that is that not only do they like produce the songs, but they have like guidelines with just with each of the songs with just them three like singing it. And for like every song that they have. And so that way the members can just listen to it on how it's supposed to be done before they actually start singing it. I think that's fun.
And they did
I would love
so
to-
good at Citizens. Have we even talked about that since that they went on?
Yeah, I think we have, but yes, they did. I was a little disappointed because I wish they did a little bit more songs instead of the three, but I guess it like makes sense since they didn't have a lot of like known Three Racha songs other than some of those.
Well, I know that first one got like what, 5 songs or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, like the first few got like a good amount of songs.
Yeah.
But it could have also just been them. They could have been like, "Oh, we're just gonna do these 3 songs. Like, we're not gonna do any more." They're like, "Okay, no problem," you know.
Well, some of their songs I don't think they want out there anymore. I think we talked about
Like,
that.
wow.
Yeah. Wow. And I can't find that album that I found that night again. Like I've looked and
Really?
looked, I can't find it anywhere.
In the Matrix, they
Yeah,
probably like
Glitch in the
heard that.
Matrix.
I know they probably like got a tingly feeling that somebody was talking about it again. Like,
Yeah,
do you,
Bane,
like, get
Bane
rid of
Chan's
it.
trying to bury that.
So
I
that's
would
not
not doubt that
possible.
at all because he sees everything.
I know, seriously. No, it's still there.
Is it?
Yeah, I made sure to save it so that way I could come back to
Yeah.
it.
I've been off on so many little things lately.
Another one is 4419. Y'all know which one that is?
I know the numbers. It's on the album with the white cover,
Yeah.
like Scuzz
So
2020, something like that.
2018, I think. But it's a
Oh,
song
yeah.
written before Stray Kids debut. They became that became the 7th track on the group's mixtape. It was January 8th, 2018. It refers to the number of a bus that the future Stray Kids members took during their days training together. It says Stray Kids fans would hold special celebrations for the songs every April 4th, referring to the 44. I don't know how to say the word, so I'm just gonna move on. Then we have CB97, our Bang Chan, our producer of Stray Kids, his little moniker. We got Chan's Room. Ugh, I'm actually gonna move on from that because we'll talk about that. Yeah, I don't need to
Was it
know
a
about that.
bad one? What's going on?
No, it's just I'm sure people don't want to hear that right now because it's still a faulty subject. And it's like since it's such a salty subject, I'm sure it's not that great to introduce to like new stays at the moment because they're just gonna be like upset about the fact that they won't be like they weren't around when it.
Okay, so
Right.
like you've got to send me this link because now I'm not gonna be able to sleep because I have no idea what you're even talking about.
My girl, you sent me this link.
That doesn't mean I remember what it is.
It says it's just describing it, like a weekly live broadcast show on Stray Kids Be
Oh,
Live.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just a description, but that's what I'm saying. Like to describe it to baby stays is like giving them basically shoving a knife at them because they'll never get to experience the live.
Yeah. I'm sorry, baby stays.
I know.
It was literally our weekly therapy.
Sure was. And he literally would talk about like he would be like, how many days are there in a year? Because if I do it like or how many weeks are there in a year? Because if I do it like weekly, we'll know that in like what 52 weeks we've been doing this for 1 year. That'll be our 1 year.
Yeah.
Like, but you missed a few weeks, my boy. Chris, a nickname fans will occasionally use for Bing Chen, whose birth name is Christopher. Which
And be sure you say bang, B-A-N-G, because if you don't say the G, you're literally talking about food.
for Bing Chen?
Yeah, it's banchan is like some kind of food, Korean food.
Oh, did I
Side
say that?
Yeah,
It's the side dishes. That's what it is.
is that what it is?
Yes,
just-
that's why he
I
said
saw
bang.
that and I laughed. Like poor Channy.
Oh, were people saying that like that?
Yeah.
I just
I was-
remember it from Felix being like asked what his favorite side dish was.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
And I think
And
they were
I'm
like,
pretty sure he said banchan, but because of who all was there, they heard bang chan, and so it was like
I heard
I'm pretty
bombastic side eye.
I know they were probably like thinking like he probably like misinterpreted the question because he's still new to Korean
Yeah.
and he's still learning. So they were like, maybe he didn't understand the question.
Maybe.
I think he did, and he just decided to say it. That's what I'm going with.
Felix really uses that innocence to manipulate some things sometimes.
Oh yeah, he definitely has a
Sorry.
very.
That stupid
And I guess we
ball.
should also mention the other three Racha. J1 is Han's moniker for three Racha, and then you
Mhm.
have
Changbin.
Changbin.
You know what always gets me? We know how unbelievably awesome the songs are that Changbin writes, including the lyrics. And then you have Doodle.
I love that song.
It's starting to grow on me, but it's still an annoying song because it's like kindergartners saying the same thing over and 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 over, and over again. And you're just like over it. And I'm like, of all the songs he could have written and put on this album, he uses Doodle.
It's funny.
I know, I like listening to it, but he does
It's
mention how
funnier. It's funnier when you know him and you know what he's capable of. But for like baby stays that are just now discovering this, they're probably like, what is this?
what were they thinking? Yeah, I think
exactly.
it's because like he loves making songs that are like, what is that, annoyingly something. Like he likes to make them annoying.
They stick in your head better if they're annoying.
Yeah, that's
Oh
true.
my
Like
God.
that, what is that Friday song?
Last Friday or
No,
Black
yeah,
Friday?
no,
No.
no, 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 no. There are songs that shall no longer be sang around me. So no, just no. Let's not even start that.
But yes, that was an example
Yeah.
that it probably will never die, no matter how annoying it
Oh,
is.
you did it anyway.
But anyways, his moniker is Spear B. Which I
I'm gonna
wonder,
call you
I
at 2
can
when I'm still awake.
I can understand Bing Chan's like CB Chan
Yeah,
Bang
97
and-
liner. Yeah.
yeah, but like where did Han's like J1 come from or Changbin's Spear
Maybe
B from?
it's like because his first name is actually Jisung and he thinks he's number 1.
I guess that makes sense. But what about Spear B?
Yeah, I have no I don't even pretend to know that I have any kind of anything with Changbin's brain.
Oh,
I don't.
I found it.
okay, go ahead.
Brief explanations.
She's already laughing. I know this is gonna be funny.
Stupid.
Taylor, stop it.
Okay, so J1 is probably known that Han's first name is Jisung, hence the J, just like you said. His surname, blah blah, Han translates to one in Korean, which explains the one.
Oh, okay.
So there's logicality there.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
not the fact that he just thinks he's number one.
spear bees. The first syllable of his name, Chang, is a way to say spear in Korean. Then the B comes from the
Okay.
second syllable of his name, Changbin. Spearbin,
Yeah.
aka spear bee.
Okay.
But nothing for his CO. His last
Hmm?
name.
No. Nope. Because it's not focused on his, last name. It's focused on
Right.
the Changbin part.
But then again, compared to like Bang Chan and Han, like their names were shorter, so they had to probably like they're like, let's
Yeah.
just combine other things. But Changbin's name itself, like it was easier to split it and make it into like a whole new.
Yeah. Could be.
Yep.
Okie dokie. So our Maze of Memories, we're now on so the episodes were kind of short, so I did combine two of them. Last time we talked about them actually like moving into the dorm rooms and how they like settled the situation on what rooms they're gonna stay in.
I watched that
For
again the other day. It just cracks me up.
this episode, episode two, part two, is like actually them just setting in and going out and relaxing. So that's when they go to the arcade and just be boys. So they're playing around and they settle on this soccer game where they split up into teams and like you have Bing Chan, Han, and Hyojin on one team, and then you have Woojin, Ian, Changmin, and Felix on the other team. And obviously the teams are uneven because at that point the team like the group was uneven. And Bang Chan's team went first with Bang Chan missing his shot, which is surprising. Actually, it's not that surprising because he does talk about how he was like athletic and because like he loves sports and stuff like that. But when he first started soccer, he was kind of a mess. Like he didn't really play it that well. And it wasn't until he moved to like South Korea that he learned the like right way to play soccer, which I don't know. I thought there was only one way to play soccer, but I think in Australia they played more like closer to like how rugby players play, and I
Yeah.
think it's like they're more aggressive in Australia or something. But that could
I
be
don't
it.
know. My daughter's teams were super aggressive. The guys not so much, but the girls were really whew. The
Girls can
guys
be
were all
really
foot
aggressive
look.
in sports.
Yeah. Guys were more footwork and girls were more would take you out.
It's a
But
good way to let out aggression.
Yeah,
yeah, and they did it a lot.
I definitely was that way in basketball.
But she also played on co-ed teams, and that I'm just saying it straight up, that is never a good idea if they are over the age of 7, because the amount of groping from the guys on the opposite team to our girls was horrendous. They had one guy that actually broke my daughter's collarbone,
Dang.
but then he got taken out the rest of the season because our guys didn't appreciate that. So
Yeah, I bet. Damn.
and you know
But
who really, really surprises me in sports is Hunjin. He is really good in all sports.
is it because he looks like he's a fragile boy,
No,
like
it's
a
just
princess?
because he's always gone to like the performance art type schools, but he's really good in sports. I mean, it's not just because he's fast or whatever, because you still have to have the footwork to control your
I
ball.
think
And
Well, yeah, I think it's because he's a dancer, like they have to have that stamina, so it's easy for him in sports. Plus, not only that, they have to have like accuracy and make sure everything is played like dance right to like every step.
yeah,
So to learn a sport, it probably like was easy. It came easier to him because of his
could
like
be because I
experience in
think I read
dancing.
somewhere that he was really good in basketball too. So I don't know.
I would love to see that, to be honest.
He's just really good in pretty much everything he does, which kind of sucks
Um,
for the rest of us ordinary people.
But yeah, so Bang Chan did miss his shot, but Han and Hyojin managed to like make it, and but at that point it didn't matter because the other
Didn't he
team
have to
had like
buy him all food or something like that
he
because he
did
lost?
he did. So one thing I
You
noticed,
think that maybe he did that on purpose? He has
It could
thrown
be.
stuff before so that it comes back on him.
It could be because he lost for someone who's like really good at like sports and games
Yeah.
and stuff like that. He lost both of the games that they played for the team. But what I did notice with it is that both games that they played to like determine who the winner would be and who would be paying as a loser, Felix didn't actually get to play any of it. He was
Why?
literally just well because it was such an uneven team, and so when Chan missed his first shot, it set the other team up right. So like the first three players that played, they made their shot, and so there was no point in playing the other player because they already won at that point. And then the next game that they played, it was just the two team leaders that was playing the games to decide the final like result. So the other ones didn't play that second game. But it made me a little sad to see that because I'm just like, oh, it kind of felt like he got left out. But I'm sure like Felix being Felix, he didn't care or mind at all, and he was just happy to be there and he was just like, good, I don't have to like make a fool of myself.
Yeah. I could see Felix being really good in sports though too, because he was in Taekwondo for so long.
Oh yeah. I mean, technically
Y'all just did y'all just get that picture or something?
yeah. Technically, he like the like really good at the bow and arrow archery.
Yeah, he did really good at the Isaacs games.
So
Him and Lino both.
Lino, I saw from what I saw, he didn't really like do that well in archery.
At
He
the
was
Isaacs
just
games, he did. He got the bullseye so well that he broke the camera, that
camera,
was
yes.
inside of the bullseye.
But I thought
So
the arrow didn't stick. I thought the arrow fell. It didn't stick to
the arrow
ground.
did fall, but it hit right on it. So I mean it was a bullseye, and I still think they gave him the 10 points.
Yeah, but then there was other times where he would like miss it completely.
Hit and miss. It's Lino.
But it did end with Bang Chan having to buy everybody food, and of course they didn't hold back. They're like, "Oh, we're not paying. Let's go ahead and just get whatever we want."
Bang Chan is super freaking fast. Like, holy cow! Him and I noticed that Jungkook from BTS, he is super freaking fast too. But our guy can jump really high.
Well, he is a kangaroo.
Yeah, and he jumps like it too. It's insane for his height. He can jump like that.
It's always the short ones.
I know, that
Oh,
surprises
don't say
all.
that. He's taller than me.
But did you see that video from New York with Bang Chan and that bodyguard that was like double his size in every possible way? I love that bodyguard. I don't know who he is, but
Best friend.
thumbs up bodyguard, man. Telling them people to use their Zoom instead of getting in their faces. That's
what
the way
I thought
you do
was
it.
adorable is that when Three Roger was getting ready to perform and Changbin was the first one out and he was like doing his rap, before Han came out, it seemed like he was kind of having like an anxiety attack a little bit and he was getting nervous, and Bang Chan was just like, you know how they say whenever somebody gets an anxiety attack or when you have an autistic child, sometimes pressure
You
around
distract
their
them.
shoulders.
Yeah. Well, and it could have been because Han was in short sleeves and probably freezing his assets off.
Cold. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so glad I didn't go to that because I'd have been the biggest whiny baby like ever. When I get cold and I get wet, I just become like a 2-year-old toddler throwing a temper tantrum. It's just not even funny. Like that weather was horrible. Props to everybody who stood out there and did it though, because that would not have been me.
But that's what that ended with episode 2, was just them, going out and having some fun. And once episode 3 comes along, it'll begin their first test.
Yeah, I finally went back and watched the first one again, and I saw where you were talking about the girl group and blah 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 blah. So I saw all that. So
Yeah,
I'm
see,
sorry. Daddy JYP just is like the creepy uncle. Like I just can't get over it. It's like,
like they
but he
did.
gives really good instruction and gives good criticism. It's just,
I don't think so. He's kind of ruthless when he gives that instructions. Like you're talking to like 14 to 16-year-olds. Like you're talking to kids. Like
but
I understand.
he doesn't dumb it down. Like he's a straight shooter. He says it like he's not gonna coddle you, because I guarantee you that business there, if you are being coddled, you're gonna have a very rude awakening if you ever debut, because even pre-debut, I think once they start doing showcases and stuff, I guarantee you those people are brutal towards them. There's just some things I'm just like, let's go back to the if you can't say nothing nice, don't say anything at all motto, because you suck as a person. Like, which totally hypocritical, but I think I made my point.
He's like the Korean Simon.
Yeah, Simon Cowell. Yeah.
But even
But Simon Cowell doesn't like give you instruction. Like if he's telling you how to do some kind of like vocal, I'm sorry, I'm saying like so much. If he's giving you a vocal instruction, he actually doesn't just criticize, he shows you what he's talking about, so you don't even have to imagine it. Like when he says something, it's like this, it's not. Anyway, like he gives the direction as well as the instruction, I think. Is that what I want to say? I don't know. It's coming in my brain, but I don't think it's coming out of my mouth like it should. So, but yeah, he still creeps me out.
Okay, well I'm done with mine.
Oh, you were done? But I was
Mm.
fixing to eat a piece of chocolate. um, the fam room. I think I put some stuff in there. Benny's sister was somewhere, but she posts some kind of strange stuff, so I don't share it because I don't know that she would want it shared. I mean, she may want it shared because she shared it, but
Well, in that
just
case, though,
it's
it's
a little
like
odd. But without context, it doesn't make sense, is what. Just like her yoga thing, it didn't make a whole lot of sense why she was putting this out there, because I don't know the context, mainly because I don't speak Korean. I'm sure that she did something. I can't even find the room. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, Channy's dad posted a picture of him from way back when. And Chan still did not get that hair.
it could be the hair dye having
Well,
some
all the
kind
bleaching and stuff.
yeah.
Okay, so I keep seeing this little reel, a little Changbin, or not Changbin, Bang Cham with pink curly hair singing, and he had to have been right around 13, maybe 14, and I am
Oh,
like,
I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
When he was a
It's like-
trainee.
I think he was with Day 6 or something like that. He was out there
Yeah.
singing,
No, I thought
and I'm like, whoever thought pink in his curly hair for his dark complexion at the time was a good idea really
He
should
looked
not
like
be a
something.
stylist anymore.
Yeah,
It
he
was
looked like something.
not a good look.
What was it?
So I posted Channy's dad thing in there. Oh, Changbin's sister like posted a picture of her watch that did calories and all that stuff, so I added that because it was pretty whatever. I know that Felix's sister Olivia got cloned, like somebody cloned her account and is acting like it's her, but it's not. And she was asking people that if you see this account, it's not me. please report it. But by the time I found it and went over there, it was already gone. So it went by pretty quick. I think that's all the rooms that have anything in there. I know that Chan's mom posted today, and I haven't been over there. And I want to say Hannah posted, but I've been lazy and not doing my job. Actually, I've been fighting with the podcast for a couple of days. So there's that. The Taste Restaurant that I am now trying to find. One day Felix was talking about Korean traditional rice cakes, and I found a recipe for those and added those to our Taste Restaurant. What was last Sunday? The 23rd-ish, something like that.
The 24th.
24th. Okay. We're just trying to see how far I have to go back. And we know it was Chuseok in Korea. So the guys, I didn't hear about Channy, but it looked like Hannah was in Korea with him. Or maybe he was already in Osaka. I don't know. Anyway, Felix got to spend time with his family, which I know was great for him. So in the Taste Restaurant is a recipe talking about canned sweetened condensed milk is good for putting a caramel on a roast, like a pork roast. Then enchiladas with creamy green sauce. Slow cooker sour cream chicken enchilada casserole. My husband even said this sounded good, and he doesn't eat any kind of dairy. So yeah, we may have to try this one because I don't eat beef enchiladas. I like chicken with either white queso or sour cream because I can't eat yellow cheeses. It's so much fun getting old. And if you're not old enough to realize that yet, your time's coming. Just saying.
Don't tell me that.
It's like you wake up every day just to see what's going to work that day. And then I put in there a skillet chicken parmesan, which I will probably never use because it has red sauce on it and I can't eat tomatoes. So yeah, that's the joy of my life. I used to not be allergic to anything but penicillin. Yeah. God said, yeah, you were too good. We're going to make you allergic to pretty much everything. So thank you.
You sound like my brother.
I know, right? It's so much fun. And what's the bad thing is, like, whatever my diet was at the time when they figured out I was allergic to everything, I was allergic to everything I was eating, like legit everything.
I don't know how you could do that. I'd die. I'd love
I
Coke.
would even get like stomach cramps from drinking water. It was so bad. Okay, Felix's Sunshine Bakery. I know that Leah No wanted to be here, but she is heading to another state for some stuff that she's got to do. And one of these days, Jess is going to decide she wants to be our friend again and come back on.
At least she's
I'm
adding.
kidding, guys. She's like so busy with that Discord. I'm surprised she has time to sleep. Oh, we did that one last week. Okay. So, it's October and it's fall, even though I was having heat stroke trying to put my Halloween decorations out today because it's freaking 96 degrees outside. Mother Nature owes me a cool day. So I put a pumpkin spice tiramisu in Felix's Sunshine Bakery, a pumpkin chocolate chip cookie recipe, mini pumpkin cheesecakes, a 3-ingredient apple brownies that have no eggs, butter, or oil. I think it uses applesauce.
Took out all the good stuff.
Yeah. Well, all the stuff I'm allergic to anyway. But I think it uses applesauce instead of the other stuff. And then there was an article in there about the role of eggs in cookies, and oh man. Just a minute. Yeah, I get it, little one. Okay. So there's just a little blurb in there about eggs and cookies. And then we have the no bake pumpkin cheesecake, applesauce brownies. Yep, that was all. Applesauce brownies. I guess I stopped there.
Ugh. The one thing
sure.
that's the one thing I don't like about the seasons. I don't really like pumpkin, and everything is pumpkin. There's pumpkin
I'm
everywhere.
not like, I don't mind pumpkin, but it's not my favorite thing. And
Pumpkin's gross.
yeah,
Sure is.
sometimes I'll do pumpkin spice stuff, but generally I like more of the like apple butter, apple cider. I like the apple stuff, not so much the pumpkin.
I've been having to bake a lot of pumpkin stuff. So I baked pumpkin muffins, pumpkin cheesecake cookies,
Yeah, it's
pumpkin pies, like all that crap. I'm just done with pumpkin. This smell alone just
pumpkin
Warm apples or
time.
like warm pineapples are gross.
What?
pineapples.
Warm apples, like baked apple pie stuff, or like pineapples on pizza. It's gross.
I eat both of them, so that's me.
Yeah, it does make it soggy. The apples.
Damn. Apple pie. And I've made it so many times. It's not even funny. I force myself to take a bite and it's
I like apple stuff.
I like regular apples and applesauce, but nothing else.
The next room we generally have is connected, but we made an executive decision to cut that room because we were posting everything that's supposed to go in that room everywhere else. So, comedy club. Nobody's been coming up with any kind of funny anythings lately. So,
My face.
like I said, I think we're all in such a high anxiety for this comeback. Like,
There's nothing funny.
yeah, there's really nothing funny. That's why we're all just like, it's like we're just standing around gritting our teeth and waiting for the punishment to come. Yeah, there's nothing really new in here. Love Stay Room. Do you have another story?
Let's see. So this person says, I found Felix God's Menu through TikTok. I feel like that's how a lot of stays come about, through TikTok.
That or Maniac.
Yeah. During my last year of college, and he made me look more into Stray Kids. God's Menu led me to Circus, which is where I found Han, and his rapping and adorable cheeks. And it's where I fell for Chenny, who is now my ultimate bias. It came at the right time because I was struggling my senior year because I was starting to burn out from homework, studying, and exams, and they are still helping me out even now through my own personal issues. I couldn't be more thankful for all 8 of them. This person, 36 in the US, and their biases are Chenny and Felix.
I just don't understand the level of hate these boys get, whether it's from a solo stan or just another person that is outside the fan. I don't understand it. These boys are so beautiful inside and out.
They're so sweet.
I don't understand the level of hate. But I think a lot of that is because they're projecting. Like, I really think that there's something going on within themselves. And instead of taking care of it, they're projecting all that hate on things that, on people that will never even know you're alive. It makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah,
So,
but it just, like, it's like bullies, like, because they're going through
big
personal
time.
issues, they like push it onto somebody else and make them feel bad because they can't handle their own emotions.
Like, there was one account that I hate Twitter. I use it, but I don't like it because it's like this keyboard warriors come out and they're so disgusting. They're such disgusting humans. They were talking about how, what are they talking about? I don't know that she even has a bias in Stray Kids, but she was saying things like, Felix got his ambassadorship with sleeping by so and so and everything. And I'm like, do they not
First
know
of
they can
all,
be prosecuted in Korea for slander and defamation? Because you literally just defined the whole works. I'm like, that's just serious. That's just slander, or it, and it's even written, so that's libel straight up. I
first
just
of
don't even. I just block them and move on.
how would that even work? Because like Felix
I-
does not even have enough time to sleep in his own bed. Why would he
Well,
be
it's
doing
not even that.
somebody else?
It's like, okay, so you're saying he slept with so and so to get this ambassadorship. What about Gentle Monster or Levi's or all of these other things that he's been in? Save the Children. Did he sleep with somebody to get that special award? I'm unclear as to your definitions here. So it just that's just how stupid this stuff is. Like, seriously. If you don't like the kids, fine, move on, go do your own thing, but don't come back on and then start disparaging them all over the place like like you actually know them.
If we're being completely honest, most of the time, I don't think Stray Kids give. They don't. Like
You don't think
they'll.
what?
I don't think they care. I don't
No.
think they
Um,
like. They
I,
literally
I,
like
I
the
think
stuff that people.
they've literally had it for 5 years plus. And I had read that JYP is, don't quote me as fact, but JYP is the only company that actually has a therapist on site for their idols to use when necessary. I think that's helped a lot. I think in Hunjin's Esquire article from this summer, he had said something about the hate that idols get. And he was very nonchalant about it. He's like, we had to learn to live with it, and that just sucks that they actually had to learn to live with it, because nobody should have to learn to live with such hate.
Well, like everybody gets that. Everybody has to live with it. Like you're gonna get hate anywhere you go.
Yeah.
It's just the things that if you let it get to you, they wouldn't be where they are now if they let it get to them. Literally, like I said before, like their songs are a bunch of fuck you songs, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
literally are like, they don't care.
Yeah. And I think probably Chan has a lot to do with that as well, because he's been in the business for so long. And I'm not saying he's probably the best therapist for them to go to, but I'm sure he had a hand in things that were getting complicated at
He tries
times.
to be our therapist.
I know, right?
Like, but who's yours?
He's so good. He's very patient when he does things with Stay and the members, I'm sure, because poor Channy. It's just giving me a migraine thinking about it, but he's had to be patient. I mean,
Yeah,
he's got 7 kids. That's just whew.
Plus, like in some of his Chan's room, like he's definitely like heard some things. Like some people would go on his lives just to tell him some crap that is not necessary.
Oh yeah, well, they were still doing that up until the last minute that he was still on. It's just, I don't know if people are that unsensitive, or if they're just stupid, or if they're just so hateful that they got to spew their crap. I don't know, but and he's very patient when he deals with it, up until the point to where he got pissed during the one Channy's room where they kept telling him to speak English, so he spoke all of the rest of it in Korean. which is
Which
something I would totally do, but
I
you know.
know it's so stupid. Like, first of all, you're talking to a K-pop idol, someone who lives in Korea, who is Korean. Like, to tell them to not speak anything other than their native language is stupid and disrespectful. Like, I know you want to understand him, but that's just
I
not
think
who he
that's where maybe the problem lies, is because there's so many nowadays, they have no respect for anything. And this is just super random, but I had read an article about how old was this tree, like 300 years old or something. And I want to say it was in Scotland, England, somewhere around there. Anyway, it's been celebrated because this is like one of the oldest trees, and somebody went and cut it and just left it. And I'm like, okay. But they just have no respect for anything. It's just, well, I mean, you can even go to the airport and see how much disrespect. You cannot tell me it is not disrespectful to run up on somebody and stick your phone in their face.
is.
These boys are way patient. Their bodyguards are way patient, because I would have already had that person throat punched and moved on. So
Like, I understand going to the airport just because, like, for one, it shows that you're there and supporting them. I mean, I'm sure as an idol, like, to have nobody show up kind of would make them feel a little bit bad, but it's also called, like, boundaries, like, respect
they
it.
have none. They have none.
Like,
It's
they were
just,
showing that with, like, ARMY and BTS. Like, they were like, oh, they came up with that what is it, the purple rope to keep them like guarded, and like nowadays it's like ARMY does not care about that rope, and they just go past it and they just start bombarding like the members.
I think they even tripped Jungkook this last time too. Like, he got tripped up in the airport and nearly fell. Kind of like how Han and Felix got tripped up that one time. But Han
Yeah,
actually got hurt. Yeah.
the members, like, I think it was Bang Chan, like, he looked mad.
Oh, he's always said the one thing that will make him mad really quickly is if somebody hurts his members or makes them uncomfortable. So that is not the end of Bang Chan I would want to be on. That is for sure. And I do not mean that in a pervy way. So see, I knew she was over there thinking it.
It's like, damn it, I have to know.
Part 2 will be posted next Sunday, 10 to 9 to 0 to 3